Thank you very much. Okay. Meeting is in order. Deputy Mayor, would you mind reading the land acknowledgement for us, please?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd be happy to do it. We respectfully acknowledge the city of Cornerbrook as the ancestral homeland of different populations of Indigenous people. We also acknowledge with respect the rich histories and cultures of the Beothuk, Mi'kmaq, Innu, and Inuit of the province of Newfoundland and Labrador.
Thank you very much. Now, the agenda, we have one item missing there. Deputy Mayor, I understand you want to give her a verbal report on the FCM conference?
No, not tonight.
Oh, okay, I thought you did.
No.
Okay,
Jessica was supposed to talk to you about that.
I wasn't here today. I'm
No.
on vacation.
Okay? No. We'll
Okay.
let you know when I want to do that.
Perfect, thank you. Okay, so let's get on with it. Would someone like to move the approval of the agenda, please?
So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Seconder?
Second.
Second, okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Counterminded? Carried. Okay, we have some minutes here as well. Would someone like to move the approval of the minutes from June 12th?
So moved.
Thank you. Seconder? You can pick a choice. We've got Legislative Assistant Gloria here tonight filling in. Congratulations and welcome. Okay, so anything on the minutes there or good?
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, go ahead.
Just some updates, I think. Asphalt paving program, do we know when that's getting underway? 2373, sorry. Minute 2373. Do we know when they're going to start?
We can, okay, yeah, go ahead, Mr. Charters.
Through you, Mr. Mayor. Yes, the staff met with contractor last week, and I believe they're going to start early to mid-July with that program.
Okay.
Thank you. I have more, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, actually, should we approve the minutes first and then we can get on to, or is there corrections?
Sorry.
No, is it okay, there's no
I
corrections,
thought
though?
we had.
Okay, so would someone, so we already moved, seconded, all those in favor of the
Aye.
minutes?
Aye.
Counterminded? Okay, now, business arising, go ahead.
My apologies, Mr. Mayor. 2385 Todd Street, I know there was another meeting of council following this. We did get a report from the neighbors at Elchmar and Good House Building.
Yep.
And they didn't have any issue with this being closed, so that's fine. But my question is on 2387, seating for the, I think it was Wowo's Restaurant, 93 West Street. And I just wanted to know, I think part of the motion was to charge $300 for the lease. So I believe there was some discussion at the following meeting about not charging for businesses leasing space on the sidewalk. So I didn't know if that was a decision or it's coming back to us or what the status of that is, because obviously if we're not gonna charge one, we shouldn't charge any.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. So there was a motion, I believe the deputy mayor made it, to waive this fee
For all-
for any of the sidewalks.
Excellent, okay, thank you.
Councillor Gill
Or,
said, I brought back everybody should pay, a motion that everybody should pay. But Councillor Gill said, maybe we should make the motion that nobody pay.
Okay.
yeah, because originally
Yeah.
you want to make sure it's the same for everyone.
Absolutely.
And then, yes, and then
Yeah, playing field.
you change your motion, we went
Yep.
through and ready.
Definitely, I changed the motion
Yeah,
at the end.
perfect.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Mayor, I didn't know if it was just a discussion or a decision,
Yeah.
so, thank you.
Okay, anything else there?
23-90, Mr. Mayor.
Okay.
The recreational vehicle regulation amendment,
Yes.
changing the routes, I guess.
Yep.
I just had a conversation with Mr. Jarders about the safety of that intersection at McLeod. So I did go down, I did have a ride through, I think you did as well, and some others may have. I was just saying, when we came back out, came down McLeod's, we almost got clipped by a car coming up out of Mount Moriah. So I know there's gonna be some changes proposed at that intersection, but in the interim, waiting for that, I did discuss with Director Charters, if there could be some consideration maybe of allowing vehicles to go up Stones Road and across Stones Road to O'Connell, a little further up, so that they're at a T intersection, and then go up O'Connell to Snooks and across, until we get the intersection down below changed, whatever we're going to do down below, because it is extremely dangerous. And I wouldn't want to force ATVs or side-by-sides to go to that intersection at O'Connell and the clouds on the bottom, and somebody get clipped by a car coming up from that way. It is extremely, and they're coming very fast.
I think the only problem we have there, though, is that Snooks goes on to the provincial road.
O'Connell,
Yeah.
I believe we're allowed to go on O'Connell though, but we can ask for clarification.
We can only go on the shoulder of
Yes.
the provincial road. We can't designate that route.
Is there not enough room there to go on the salt?
It's pretty tight. I sized it up as well, but yes.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, we are able to designate that route, but we'd have to work with the province and inform them accordingly.
But now,
Anyway, I'll just bring it forward, Mr. Mayor, and let staff deal with it, but it is a very dangerous spot on the bottom of McLeod's O'Connell.
absolutely. Mr. Charles, maybe you could describe what we can do, I guess, in the short term to sort that intersection a little better, because it is definitely a problem.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna deny that. I saw the same thing that everybody else is telling me too. So what's been done so far is there's been a speed radar sign put on Petrie Street, hopefully slow people down, but in my opinion, the biggest issue is the size of the radius. So it's a very large radius, you don't have to slow down to make the turn, so you can pretty much do 50 kilometers an hour as you turn. So what I asked my staff to do is go out and put delineators or the tall cones to tighten that radius really up. That will definitely slow people down until we can get some concrete in there, but we'll look at the other option as well.
So, Mr. Charter, is that the cones, is that something that's slated for like the next little while, or?
The next couple days, hopefully.
Perfect. Is that, sound good?
I think that would alleviate some concern in the immediate term.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I looked at that, looked at the other alternative there, but it goes on to O'Connell, which would, you can't travel on the road there because that is a provincial road, so it would require something a little different. So anyway, hopefully this will get this sorted. We don't want anyone, we don't want, we've had such a, knock on wood, good behavior and safety when it comes to that. We don't want to ruin our record, for sure. Okay, anything else there? Okay. Councillor Pender, we have some updates on some of our capital projects.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I'm using paper tonight because my iPad isn't working, so bear with me for a moment. This is a capital project and engineering committee update, okay. So this report is intended to serve as an update to council and public regarding the various capital engineering projects being undertaken in the city. Current project updates are as follows. Cornbrook Regional Recreation Center is about 70% complete. The leisure pool concrete footings and walls are complete with the exception of the beach entry. Training pool work is ongoing with the rebar and form work. Drywall is installed in the daycare, and the admin center is nearly complete in the multi-purpose room. Interior masonry is nearing completion, and we're working in the inclusive change room area now. Structural steel for reinforced bays is almost done. Exterior fascia brick and steel siding is started, and electrical and mechanical work is ongoing. With respect to Mount Bernard Avenue reconstruction, the work includes new underground infrastructure, curb, gutter, sidewalk on one side, and asphalt. All piping work is completed up to Wellington Street intersection. Milling is completed up to Victoria Street. Curb work is ongoing and completed up to Holy Redeemer Church. The base course of asphalt is to be done the next 2 weeks for completed sections, and it's anticipated that the project will be completed by November 2023. The Great Trail Enhancement Phase 1 work commenced on May 23rd. To date, the contractor has the trail scarified, ditched, and subgrade installed from Hilliard Road to McLeod's Lane, which is approximately 1.7 kilometers in length. They're now working on the section from Curling Street to Petrie's Brook. The 2 bridge abutments are excavated and prepping is ongoing for the footing, and they anticipate completion date for this project by the end of August 2023. Bells Brook Culvert, let me make sure I didn't skip anything. Bells Brook Culvert, the concrete head wall is now complete. Contractors in the process of site remediation. Topsoil is being placed this week. The project is on schedule and should be completed by June 30th. And the asphalt paving program, contract is awarded to marine contractors. There was a pre-construction meeting was held on June 22nd, and we should expect paving to start early to mid-July. And that's all for that report, Mr. Mayor.
Perfect, thank you very much. Any questions or comments on any of those items from anyone? Okay, good. Okay, perfect. Councilor Grant, we have some information on statistics for protective services in May.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Municipal enforcement took 121 calls for some of these items, 8 untidy properties, 7 for uncovered garbage, 11 for littering, 9 assistance where we assist residents with issues where no regulations exist, or we can assist in some way from the city. And one of the other larger items was 16 document services that had to be delivered. Taxi regulations, there was 20 taxi driver permits, 11 taxi vehicle permits. Animal control, we had 20 calls. We also had 33 calls for the Corner Brook Fire Department. 9 were for commercial commercial alarms, 2 for commercial structural fires, and there were 2 residential alarms plus some others. Interestingly, there was also 4 grass fire calls to the fire department over that period of time. Just moving along there, the Corner Brook PSAP, we had 6,607 calls. Most of those were for police with 1,048, ambulance services for 1,672, and fire calls for 216, and there were some others, 2 or 3 for crisis, Northern 911 had 1, Forestry had 4, et cetera, for a total of 2,963 calls. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you very much. Any questions on any of that?
No question, Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
just a comment. I noticed the fire department today with their fast rescue boat, I guess, down in the bay, down by the end of the Humber River today, doing some training. And just want to commend them on the work they do. I think a lot of people don't realize all the things that the fire department is trained to do and the equipment they have to do, but good to see them out training with that today. And I think we're really lucky to have them and have that equipment and training that we have here in Cornwall.
Yeah, absolutely. Was there anything else? Yes, Deputy Mayor.
We don't have a fire ban on in the city of Corner Brook, do we?
Mr. Flynn.
Yes, there is a fire ban. We have a bylaw under the fire prevention bylaws. We have a fire ban from June 1st to August or September 1st. And essentially that ban prevents open fires in around properties. You are allowed to have it in a fire pit or whatever that's designed for that purpose. You are allowed to have a backyard fire for that. At times, depending on the weather, we do actually issue bans on that as well, depending on severity of the dryness and whatever. So.
Okay. Yep. Yes, go ahead.
How will somebody find out if there is actually a fire ban on, if we should need one?
Mr. Flynn?
We rely on our comms folks to issue notices out to the public. We use the Voint system as well, and social media.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, good. Okay, Deputy Mayor, we've got updates from the Public Works and wastewater side, but Public Works first.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Public Works. Okay, a lot of this I did during our last committee of the whole meeting. Just want to let you know we're dealing with street sweepers, line painting, parks and recs, playgrounds, and field maintenance is in full swing. General maintenance and repairs are on curbs and manholes, grass cutting, and guide rails. The top 3 services requests in May was for lawns, curbs, and sweepers, and in June, it was for road repair, potholes, and curbs. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And I noticed that we had a busy day yesterday as well. I see some water around in places it shouldn't be. But I think we avoided catastrophe in most circumstances. Mr. Cumby, we didn't have any major issues with the water yesterday, did we?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Okay, good. Thank you. Any other questions for this? Yes, go ahead.
I saw some sandbags.
Okay, go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry.
Go ahead, Deputy.
Deputy.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, Mr. Mayor.
No, it's
Don't have
okay.
eyes
You're
over-
chairing the meeting.
I don't have eyes over that way.
Yeah, everyone got their hands raised over there, so.
Yeah, I saw some sandbags put in this morning, so obviously there was a lot of work done yesterday, thanks to
Yeah, absolutely.
the prevention.
Yes, and Councilor Grandeur?
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, I noticed, made a request a couple of years ago to have the wooden railing that came down Corporal Pinkston, because that was deteriorating over the last few years, and I did notice that early in the summer that all of that wooden railing on Corporal Pinkston has been removed. So I assume it's been removed by the city. But are we replacing any of the railing that was coming down there, or leaving it as it is? Are we going to put a guardrail up there, or not?
Yeah.
It was put there for a purpose initially when it was put there. Not sure the reason behind it, but at the same time, it's now been removed, and wondering if we have any plans on putting in some guardrails or whatever it might be.
Mr. Chairs, I don't know if you know anything about that?
No, I don't.
Okay, and Mr. Cummey, I guess you could find it out for Public Works if,
Yeah.
okay.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Perfect, thank you. And Councillor Pender, you had a question?
Yes, just on the sweepers, Mr. Mayor. I don't know if we've finished all the sweeping, but some sidewalks have not been done. I guess parts of them have been skipped and so on. I noticed today walking down Brookfield that section, fairly large section that hasn't been swept, probably from before my first and right down to the hospital pretty well. So I don't know, there's probably other sections I know when they have to go empty the machine or whatever that they may change shift and not get back to that section. So I just wanted to note that. And I know the street sweeper does do regular sweeping, but we do have some sidewalks that need to be cleaned as well.
Okay, thank you. Okay. The water, wastewater side, Deputy Mayor.
Thank you very much. Underwater wastewater complaints, we had 154, everything from water leaks to water requests for water shut-off and turn them back on again. Under water wastewater media releases, we had a total of 38. And I must say, that is working very well with, on Facebook especially, when you get a notice saying the water's going to be shut off on a certain street. Water wastewater recoverable work, we had $27,147.47. Water and wastewater repairs, we had 17. And additional maintenance, as everyone probably is aware, our splash pad is up and running. Pressure reducing stations completed annual service on 6 stations. Annual hydrant maintenance started around the 1st of May, and we have 285 hydrants completed. The annual water main flushing started May the 23rd, and we have 5 zones completed. Annual sanitary flushing, we have completed 3 areas on the east side, currently working on the west side. And upcoming maintenance, we're looking at the BioGreen wastewater treatment stations on Riverside Drive. We're going to upgrade 2 treatment cells and scheduled to be completed in July. Water main valve 17 scheduled to be repaired this summer. Sanitary sewer lift stations, we have 10 completed annual service. And we're going to install some new flow meters on the water line to the Cornerbrook Pulp and Paper Mill. The meter is on order. Underwater treatment plant maintenance survey. Lots of work has been done there. Raw water organic loading has been fairly stable, but around May the 10th, the raw water pH and alkalinity started to increase steadily. The increase in the pH has reduced the effectiveness in the coagulant, creating the need to increase the dose to maintain treatment standards. And under maintenance, completed commissioning on April on the new hot water tank system for the soda ash batching. Install new security and process monitor cameras. On May the 21st, we had a power outage. High winds caused a bump in the grid power, which caused the plant to shut down. To prevent further plant shutdowns, the power supply was switched to generator power until the next morning. Upcoming maintenance, we have annual service, inspections of foul protection, annual service to the chlorine analyzers, and the cleaning of media filter number 3. Stuff happening. Thank you.
Yep, there's a lot goes on behind the scenes to make sure that the water flows in the city, for sure. And one thing you mentioned, Deputy Mayor, the getting those notifications. And of course, we do put those on social media.
Yeah.
A really good way is to sign up for the Void alerts. So this is a way you can get a phone call, you can get emails and things like that directly to your phone when there's going to be an outage or a change or a road closure. So if you go to our website, you can get information on how to sign up for that. Highly encourage it. It is really valuable. It's not a lot of notifications, but it might be something that's important to you. So it's just a good thing to do. Any other questions on this report?
Not a question, Mr.
Yes,
Mayor,
go ahead.
just a comment. Water main leaks, only 2.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen so few water main leaks. Is that a record, I wonder?
It's a good record for sure.
Good to see.
Yep, no, that's definitely good. Okay, okay. And you're doing double duty tonight as well. Yes, go ahead.
Can I ask a question on, I knew there was something there, water, wastewater recoverable work?
Yep.
They got rod sewer, was that supposed to be rod sewer or raw sewer?
No, to rot it.
Oh, to rot it, would you explain to?
Rot it. Well, who wants to explain rotting a sewer? I've never rotted a sewer, but I'm assuming it's just poking at the sewer until it comes, snaking it, basically, is it?
Yep.
Easy snake.
Yeah,
Exactly. Big snake.
because there might be a real, I'm sure there's a technique that is probably not much more elegant than just
What
as
it sounds
does.
like.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. It's a good question, though.
good question, you get your answer if you ask a question, don't you?
Yep. Okay, and like I said, Deputy, oh,
7.1.
good, yes, if you would, please, we have, yes, Councilor Griffin's not here this evening, so if you would, please.
Okay. Development Planning and Community Services, and the background information on this is, under Development Planning on Grenfell Drive is a gas station. Drawing submitted, permits to be issued this week. 18 Park Street, Park West Restaurant, the old Sorrento's, and that is getting well underway. Beginning stages permit issued, and staff is waiting for drawings of the interior work. Mount Bernard Avenue, apartment building, the old Presentation School. And the development approval has been granted. Traffic impact assessment has been requested from the building owner and drawings to be submitted for review. Carroll Avenue, Robin's Donuts, all permits issued. Building is currently nearing completion. Site work has begun to create new access to Carroll Avenue, and occupancy should be issued within a month. 106 West Street, the Western Star Building, the conversion to apartment building, the permit issued for foundation change upgrades to accommodate multiple stories. Permit issued for structural steel. Structural steel is now complete and framing has started. Mount Bernard Avenue, Sobeys, interior renovation permit issued and work is progressing. 71 Humber Road, partially vacant building. Major renovation proposals, 6-unit building and 1 commercial space. Foundation permit issued. The new, that's it for work on that. The new IMSP development regulations, council now has been given the opportunity to see the draft report and has provided excellent input on the document. Next steps will be for staff to review the comments submitted by council and prepare a response. Staff will request that the consulting team provide an information for council to discuss the draft document and answer any questions. And under business development, YOLO, Nomadas Project Remote Working. Designation hub is now active and we encourage people to check it out at https://www.yolonomads.com. If anybody can pick that into that.
YOLO, YOLO, you only live
YOLO.
once.
Yolo nomads.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we're gonna ask some questions on that after. Facade appeal, comprehensive enhancement, the FACE program. Several projects were approved and program funding was exhausted in April. Program has been so successful that council may want to consider increasing funding for 2024. The Assistant for Women Entrepreneurs of Small and Medium Enterprises, the AWESOME program. 2 applications have been received. We encourage anyone interested in the program to reach out to our Business Development Officer for program details. And sustainable development. Unfortunately, our sustainability coordinator has moved to another opportunity. So if there is anyone interested in joining our team, please reach out to HR at City Hall. The geodesic greenhouse constructed is now complete. We invite people to come down and have a look at the Center for Research of Innovation, the old mill HR building. The Will House program and education surrounding community food, local growing practice, as well as new innovations in growing technology in the northern regions.
Perfect.
There you go. That's it. Phew, I didn't get to prepare that one. I didn't know that one was
you.
coming my way.
Yes, Councilor Granter, you had a question.
Just the awesome program, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah.
Were we expecting more applications to date than 2? Congratulate the 2 applicants, but were we expecting more take-up? on that, or is there, how much funding was involved in that? I can't recall, I don't approve the while back, but,
Mr. Charters?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, I can't speak to the dollar value. It's a tax relief for 2 years,
Right.
business tax. Since I wrote this report, we've now have 4 applications, so that's encouraging. That's kind of why we want to bring it up here to get the word out that folks will participate in that program.
okay,
Yep.
thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, any other questions on these? Yes, go ahead.
Under sustainable development,
Yeah.
that position is still available or has not been filled?
Yes, yes, Mr. Charters?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, we're currently doing interviews, but we encourage anybody that may be interested to apply and hopefully get an interview.
Okay,
So no, it has not been filled yet.
okay, thank you very much.
Okay. Okay,
Phew.
excellent. Thank you very much for that. Councilor Keeping, we have recreation and tourism update.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Recreation, had the Civic Center, the ice was removed from the main arena on May the 8th and finished on the Kinsman Arena on June the 4th. And the following week, the minor ball hockey league started with ever-growing numbers and minor programming for under 9, 11, 13, and 15. This league, along with senior ball hockey, will continue until the last week of July. Since the ice removal, the center has hosted many graduations events, including a partnership with the Association for New Canadians to host the Philippines Independence Day event, the Special Olympics Cornerbrook for Law Enforcement Torch Run, and the FMX Moto Cross World Tour, which entertain a near-capacity crowd. It will continue to be busy with ice returns for summer hockey and figure skating camps. The Kinsman Arena will have ice for the first skate of summer on Friday, July 14th. The main arena will have the first skate decision on August 4th for Hockey Newfoundland's Eye Performance Program for male and female provincial team selections. HPP is Hockey's Newfoundland's elite program where athletes attend on an invite-only basis. The camp will host over 300 athletes, coaching and training staff. On ice trails and games will take place in the main and Kinsman Arena. Physical testing will take place in the studio with housing and meals provided at Greenfield campus. It is expected there will be over 1,000 visitors come to Cornerbrook throughout the camp. In addition to eye performance testing in August, Greenfield summer camps will be running in the studio throughout the summer, along with pickleball scheduled for Sundays 9:30 a.m. noon to noon and Thursdays 7 to 9 p.m. The city has also partnered with the Community Youth Network to offer basketball for youth age 11 to 18. The first evening in this series was held on June the 10th, and the next events will be held on July 15th and August 26th from 6 to 8 p.m. Regular schedule active tots finished on June 22nd. The Recreation Department is planning to offer pop-up style active tots throughout the summer in Margaret Bowater Park. June is also Recreation Month, and residents, you still have a few days left to enter for a chance to win a $300 gift card by submitting a photo of you, your friends, or family doing an activity or hiking through challenge thread or calendar. Regarding recreation improvements, the department, with the corporation assistance at the local pickleball community and Cornerbrook Tennis Club, we are planning to install 4 outdoor pickleball courts on the Cornerbrook tennis courts. We hope to have them installed this summer. The Cornerbrook Stream Development Corporation will be installing some new playground equipment this summer at Carberry's Playground in the Sunny Slope area. Equipment includes 1 spinner, 1 standing spinner, and 1 seesaw. We are currently identifying equipment in other areas that requires replacement or upgrades so we can continue to prepare this year for install next year based on budget. Also, due to be replaced last year, the new nets for Bashford Field were installed earlier in June to ensure safety for surrounding activities. We are also pleased to see the completion of the poured rubber for the Margaret Bowater Park accessible swing. This will make the swing more accessible for people with mobility issues. Poured rubber is one of the best materials for fall safety. The project was completed with the Cornerbrook Stream Trail Corporation. Continuing with Margaret Bowater Park, summer is there. The splash pad is currently open from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. and the pool is slated to open for the July 1st festivities. Hours of operation will be 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. The park canteen services will be provided again this year by the Humber Valley Employment Corporation and will open for regular hours starting July 1st as well. The Canada Day schedule of events is now available on the city's Facebook page and website. There will be something for everyone with entertainment and activities throughout the day, ending with fireworks in Margaret Bowater Park. The Sounds of Summer series started this evening with the Griffins at Margaret Bowater Park. Other dates and performers will be announced in the coming weeks, including during the Jigs and Wheels Festival. On August 11th to 13th, Breakfast will return with live music on Friday and Saturday nights. Our tourism staff have also been busy getting things ready for the summer. The Visitor Information Center opened officially for the season on June the 5th. The department has been working with the Greater Cornbrook Board of Trade to ensure things are ready. Improvements and repairs are taking place, and they are currently waiting on new signage to replace the faded ones. The Male Whistler train started for the season on Friday, June 23rd with the schools outbashed. Residents and visitors can check out our social media and website for regular schedules and any special events. As mentioned in other reports, this year's cruise ship season is expected to be record-breaking, and while we have had a few cancellations thus far due to icebergs, we have 32 ships scheduled to call, with our next ship arriving on June 30th. The city will welcome visitors in the city square with our volunteer ambassadors, music, information booth, vendors, and of course our Male Whistler train. The Legion will also host events. The Jigs and Wheels Festival planning is in full swing and only a little over a month away. It's being held from July 28 to August 6. Itineraries have been mailed to residents located in the lower Humber Bay of Islands region, and our Jigs and Wheels website is up and running. We would like to remind the public this year's tickets for our kickoff event, Blame It on Broadway, can be purchased at the Civic Center box office in person, over the phone, or online. It is shaping up to be a great summer season. The public events for the summer at the Civic Center include Michelle Russell, a top psychic medium, will be on Thursday, July 6th. Benjamin Circus will be from July 21st to 23rd. The Ultimate Championship Wrestling is on Thursday, July 27th, and Autocross is on Saturday, July 29th. And Thomas the Music will be back at the Civic Center from August 18th to the 20th and August 22nd to 27th.
Good.
Busy summer.
Thank you very much. Any questions on, there's a lot going on. Anything there? Okay. Yeah, I don't know what more you can say. There's a lot happening. So the train is going, they got the parks are up and running, splash pad, right? Listen, I am really enthused about all the Civic Center events. Yeah, wrestling, circuses, and psychics. It doesn't get better than that, does it? No, it doesn't. Like, really,
Got it all.
what a ton of fun. Anyway, that's fantastic, okay? Thank you very much for that. There's a lot going on. It's great. Okay, I'm going to ask, so we have a finance admin report, and I won't put you on the spot for this one, Deputy.
Thank you.
I'll ask Mr. Maestri if he could walk us through the important parts of financial report this time.
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. A quick synopsis of the financial results for the year-to-date for the 5 months ended 31st of May 2023. Looking at the revenues for this period amounted to 33.7 million against a full-year budget of 37.4 million. That is broken down in terms of the key classifications of our revenue. Taxation revenues being property and business being $30 million, the crux or 80 plus minus 80% of the revenue streams. Then the government transfers, which comes through from the contributions from province and federal of about 1.2 million. Our sale of goods and services, which we classify according to our statutory reporting, that is made up of our civic center revenues, our facilities revenues, and utility taxes. That's about 2.1 million. And then our interest income of about $576,000 on the back of the higher interest rates that we've seen across Canada. And then the other small change, other revenues of about $29,000, making up the 33.7 million. I will touch on the related accounts receivable component of that revenue, of the taxation revenue shortly. But if we just look at the total expenses for the 5 months amounting to $11.9 million against a full year budget of $37.4 million. The key categories that make up our expense base: general government of $2.8 million, community engineering, planning and development of $633,000, protective services of $1.96 million, public works of $3.3 million, and water and wastewater of $2.01 million. 5 months of the year on a pure straight line basis represents about 42% of our costs. Looking at the actual cost that I've mentioned thus far against our full year budget, it's actually less than the 42%, which means that we are well contained as at this point in time. If we look at the budget utilization as we shift from winter moving into summer, more expenses will be shifted into street maintenance and the beautification of the city as a whole. And as you would have seen already mentioned in the public works as well as the engineering reports, street sweepers, line painting, as well as parks and recreational activities are on the uptick, and you'll see the cost base increasing there compared to the earlier part of the year where we saw more expenses coming through on the snow clearing budget. In addition to that, the curb and manholes maintenance, grass cutting, and guardrails costs are now streaming through in our income statement. The other significant expenses will be IT infrastructure that's currently being rolled out across the city platforms that are shown in the actual cost base under the finance and admin IT section. Then at the Civic Center, one notable item would be obviously the senior hockey that turned out to be much better than budgeted for. So you would see an uptick in the revenue, but at the same time, you got to look at that in conjunction with the cost side, because the cost will also increase concurrently, and obviously on a net basis, it's still at a profit level. That is on the income and expenses, and then in terms of the accounts receivable, total taxes outstanding as at May sitting at $5.7 million on 1,907 accounts. Whilst the 5-year analysis does show the outstanding balances and accounts in line with prior year, the city collector has been busy issuing water shutoffs, rental seizures where applicable, to collect outstanding debts. In addition, consultation with our city solicitor to map a way forward on accounts that pose severe risk to recoverability. Post the tax letters issued by our city collector, we have seen some positive outcome with some taxpayers coming through negotiating some tax payments on their outstanding debts. So that has been favorable thus far.
Okay. Any questions on that? Okay. You're off the hook. Thank you very much, Mr. Mason. We have something to report from the Youth Advisory Committee, Deputy Mayor.
Thank you very much. It's that time of year again when we start planting. So the Youth Advisory Committee have started their planting at their Platte Community Gardens on Reed Street. The plot will be maintained over the summer by members of the committee, and the crops will be harvested and donated to a local organization. In the past, they have donated to Xavier House and Willow House. The committee was also contacted by a representative from the YMCA regarding the Atlantic Summer Institute. The Institute is hosting a youth leadership program for their annual policy forum for mental health and research on August the 21st and 23rd, 2023 in Charlottetown, PEI, and will fully subsidize at least 5 youths from age 18 to 25 from each Atlantic province to participate in this year's program. The program will provide for various opportunities for youth to network, share resources and ideas, and promote mental health and participate in youth leadership-focused activities. The deadline to apply is June the 30th, 2023, and this has already been sent out to our youth advisory group. Also, the Youth Advisory Committee will be looking at opportunities to be involved in events happening over the summer. We just heard there's a lot certainly happening around here this summer, and we'll resume regular meetings in the fall. But we also have loads of meetings during the summer at the plot, at our garden plot, because we have the weed it and tend it and water it and do all those nice things that you do in order to get a garden, so.
Okay.
We're looking forward to see what we're gonna get at the end of the summer.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Any questions there? Good. And no, Councilor Granton, you can't go to the youth leadership. Okay.
A little too old.
You said it, I didn't. The, next we have the agreement. This is our annual agreement with the Cornwall Baseball Association. Councilor Keeping.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Each year, the City of Cornwall enters into a lease agreement with the Cornerbrook Baseball Association regarding the maintenance and program at Jubilee Field Complex for the duration of the baseball season. This agreement has been in place since 2010 and beneficial for both the Cornerbrook Baseball Association and the city. The agreement is therefore being brought forward to council approval for the 2023 season. Be it resolved that the City of Cornwall enter a formal agreement with the Cornwall Baseball Association to supply maintenance and programming service to the Jubilee Field Complex for the calendar year of 2023 as per the agreed upon terms and conditions attached. I so move.
Thank you very much. Would someone like to second that?
Second, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Questions on this one? This is our standard, again, with our normal sort of increases included, of course. Okay, all good? Okay, let's take a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Counter-minded? Carried. Okay, in a similar vein, Councilor Keeping, we have minor soccer's mowing contract.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This contract has been renewed annually to provide efficient mowing and maintenance to the grass soccer fields within the city. The agreement is therefore being brought forward for council approval for the 2023 season. Be it resolved that the City of Cornwall enter a formal agreement for the calendar year of 2023 with the Cornwall United Soccer Club to supply mowing services for the Ambrose O'Reilly, Monarch Complex, and George Daddy Doll soccer fields. I so move.
Thank you very much. Can I get a seconder on that one?
Second it.
Okay, thank you. Questions on this one? Again, these partnerships have worked very well in the past, and again, we do them every year. Okay, let's take it to a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Counter-minded? Carried. Okay. And, Councilor Keeping, the Wellington Street Complex maintenance.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This contract has been renewed annually to provide efficient maintenance to the Wellington Street Complex during the outdoor sporting season. Be it resolved that the City of Cornwall approve the agreement with Cornbrook Minor Soccer Association for the supply of maintenance supplies to the Wellington Street Complex as presented. I so move.
Thank you. Seconder on that one.
Second, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Questions on this?
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
Go ahead.
Isn't there a name on the complex?
The complex itself
Or
is
is it
still
just the
Wellington
field?
Street Complex. The field
Okay.
is, yes, the Doug Sweetapple
Right.
field. So,
So the complex is including volleyball and
the
everything
whole
else?
thing, yeah.
The field alone is Doug Street? Okay.
Yeah,
Just want
that's
to
right.
clarify. Thank you.
Okay, any other questions there? We good? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Counter-minded? Carried. So those agreements, again, we enter in with the sporting groups. They work out best for both of us. I think they do the work that they have expertise in, and make sure the users are sort of satisfied with how it's done. And at the same time, it's something that's good value for the city to get it done that way. Next, we have Councillor Pender. We have a few little discretionary uses here, 3 home-based businesses. First one we have is 173A Reed Street.
Great, thank you, Mr. Mayor. City of Cornwall has received an application to operate a home-based business office making homemade soap from the dwelling located at 173 Reed Street, which is located in a residential medium density zone. If approved, the tenant will be making soap himself with no other employees, and all soap will be sold off-site. A notice was delivered to residents in the immediate area of 173 Reed Street, and as a result of this notice, no submissions were received. Also, no visitors will be required to visit the site. If approved, there will be a condition that if complaints are received with visitors and/or parking issues, the approval may be revoked. That being said, the proposed resolution reads as such: be resolved that the Council of the City of Cornwall approve the application to operate a home-based business office from the dwelling located at 173 Reed Street, in accordance with Regulation 11, discretionary powers of authority. I so move.
Thank you. Seconder on that?
Mr. Mayor,
Thank you. Questions on this one?
I said 173, Mr. Mayor, but the memo says 173A Reed Street. I
Yeah.
don't know if that's a substantive difference, but same location, just,
Yeah, everything says 173. I think it's just in that description and the motion where it says 173, but it is 173A,
I believe so.
Mr. Chairs?
It
It
also
is-
says that in the report.
Okay,
oh, it is 173A. Okay.
okay, good. Okay, okay, did we get, where did we get with that? Do we seconder? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, so any questions? Okay, pretty straightforward. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Contrary-minded? Carried. Next, we have 46 Peachtree Street.
That's me too.
Yes,
46 Peachtree Street, home-based business office. There's an application, the city of Cornwall has received an application to operate a home-based business office from a dwelling located at 46 Peachtree Street, which is located in a residential medium-density zone. A notice was delivered to residents in the immediate area of 46 Peachtree Street, and as a result of this notice, no submissions were received. It is not proposed to have anybody visit the property. Therefore, be it resolved that the council of the city of Cornwall approve the application to operate a home-based business office from the dwelling located at 46 Peachtree Street in accordance with Regulation 11, discretionary powers of authority. I so move.
thank you. Seconder on that?
I'll second
Okay,
that.
Deputy Mayor, thank you. Questions on this one? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Contrary-minded? Carried. And...
Mr. Mayor, I
Oh.
had a quick, I had my hand up.
Oh, sorry.
That
Yeah.
was in the
Oh,
summer,
sorry,
I'd
yeah.
say. I have a comment to make, because I went back through. We don't know the names of the people that are applying for some of these home-based business. I know on one application it was there. And now with our new code of conduct and things like that, and we're voting on, you know, conflict of interest and all this kind of stuff, I don't know, but we shouldn't, as a council, be told, or, you know, I mean,
Yep.
I don't know how we can get around this, but I feel very uncomfortable voting on something for somebody that I don't know if it's,
Yeah. Do
I
you-
have an interest in, or I know somebody who is doing it, or,
Yeah, Mr. Comby, what do you think about this?
well, I think the addresses are put there, so you should be able to know from the address. But if it's something glaring, staff would notify the councillor or notify the mayor to know, or the city manager to let the councillor or the elected official know that there is possible conflict for them there.
Yeah.
But, you know, no, we would think that it's a necessary evil to not put them there because, you know, we don't want people deciding on the name, we want to decide on the application itself.
Yeah.
So,
I guess the thing is, if you don't know that you're in a conflict, based on the address, the nature of the personal relationship must be pretty thin, or relatively thin, I would imagine. And likewise, if you were found it to be your brother or something like that, then I think there would be a fair argument to make that it was an inadvertent conflict that would be resolved. But, Mr. Comby?
Yes,
does that sound?
I would think that that's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is the standard practice of municipalities, that we don't put the names in.
Now, if you do know that that person at 46 is someone you know, you should declare, for sure, right?
yeah, I'm just thinking it could be somebody who donated to a campaign, or somebody who did you a favor. I mean, nobody in this room would know who does favors for whom in the city, so it's okay to say if it's a relative, I'd certainly know it's a relative, but it could be somebody who, not saying that it is, I'm just
Yeah,
using, playing the other card now,
Yeah.
that we are very restrictive on our code of conduct, on what we,
Oh, yeah, and the new conflict of
yeah.
interest is much
Yeah.
more ambiguous.
Much
So
more.
when you are in a conflict, you should definitely stay out of the proceedings, right?
yeah, definitely. Or if somebody related to me
Yeah.
could be
Yeah.
involved.
Well, let's, well, maybe, Mr. Comby, we could do a little investigation on that, and together with the clerk and the legislative assistant, I guess, look at what others are doing and just verify that we're not putting any of our counselors in
Yeah,
jeopardy.
I'll chat with, our legal counsel as well,
Okay,
and bring back to the board.
okay, perfect. Yes,
No, Deputy Mayor just made me think of a good point. I mean, people during the election, people make donations to your campaign. I don't know where they live. So I guess we do file a disclosure. I'm thinking we do give the addresses, so the staff would have access to that when something comes forward.
Mhm.
They could check to make sure, because I wouldn't necessarily know where somebody lives right now, 3 years, 2 years later. Don't even know who, you know. So
Yeah.
I just thought that
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
there's a
yeah.
list of council staff can have just in case.
it's, yeah,
It
it's
would
one
be
of the,
inadvertent, but still.
it may be, you're right. But the good thing is, the one thing that was updated with the legislation is it does leave a little more leniency for how you handle inadvertent. If you know you're in a conflict and don't disclose it, you're in big trouble. But if you make a slip up, there seems to be more area for municipal affairs and for the city to deal with it, so. But yes, that's something that Mr. Cumby, you can look into.
Investigate it anyway.
Absolutely. Now, does that affect the previous vote? Do we need a do-over
Oh,
on that one?
goodness, no.
Oh, okay, this
No,
is
no.
in between.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, good.
No, has nothing, that previous vote has absolutely nothing to do with me.
Okay, good. Okay, so we're good there. And Councilor Granter, we have another one at 10 Tudor Street.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The City of Corner Brook has received an application to operate a home-based business office from the dwelling located at 10 Tudor Street, which is located in a residential medium-density zone. A home-based business office is a discretionary use of the City of Corner Brook development regulations for this zone. A notice was delivered to the residents in the immediate area of 10 Tudor Street, indicating the above-mentioned request. As a result of this notice, one submission was received. The submission was an email indicating that the resident objected to the proposed home-based business office based on increased traffic and parking concerns as well as snow clearing issues in the winter time. It is not proposed to have anybody visit the property. Be it resolved that the Council of the City of Corner Brook approve the application to operate a home-based business office from the dwelling located at 10 Tudor Street in accordance with Regulation 11, discretionary powers of authority. So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Seconder on that?
Second that.
Thank you. Questions on this one?
Mr. Mayor, no, can I ask a question?
Yes, go
after the
ahead.
vote?
Oh, after the vote?
I'll ask a question, not particularly on this one, but on all of our home-based businesses that were approved in legislation, they will pay a form
Yep.
of tax. What about all those companies, or some of those companies that have had shingles or have businesses here in town
Yeah.
that shut down their offices and relegated their working staff that were in these offices to now work from home in Corner Brook, but yet collect fees from residents and the general public as if it was still operating with their shingle hung in Corner Brook. Do we require these people to have now home-based business, or the company that once had the shingle no longer got their shingle hung here in Corner Brook, but yet the workers, or some workers, could still be working for that particular company and generating revenue for that particular company?
Yeah, and I don't know, Mr. Maestri, if the definition on how that works, home-based work or home-based office, or?
Yeah, I'll have to look into that, Mr. Mayor. I don't know
It-
offhand.
You're right, though, Councilor, and it's become increasingly difficult now because there's a lot of people working from home. Traditionally, I don't think working from home necessarily required a home-based business in itself. But for people working for companies, having contact with the public could be iffy, for sure.
I'm not really talking about, I think there's still just, we need to distinguish between companies that still have a footprint, but yet have some workers working from home, and you might have 8 or 10 still in their office. I'm not talking about those companies that are still paying taxes to the City of Corner Brook. I'm talking about companies that have existed, that no longer have a square footage,
Yep.
no longer have a business, but I'm getting into the businesses, but that no longer have a square footage, paying taxes to the City of Corner Brook, but their business still operates across the province and in the City of Corner Brook, but their employees work now from home, but are still paid by the company that once had the footprint.
Yeah,
That's the companies that I'm talking about.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
No, and we can get, Mr. Maestri, maybe you could look into that a little bit.
Yeah, we'll look into it some more. This has been, I guess, worsened since the pandemic, but this is something that's been going on for a while. You know, that people work and they got different construction or, you know, lawn care companies, whatever. It's all done by cell phone. Basically, you know, the client list is built up. You know, you call your workers, you call the ones you need today. Back a few years ago, through the M&L, we were looking for a way to get some of these businesses, but it was very, very difficult. We tried to get Revenue Canada to supply us with the addresses of the people who filed tax returns. We never were able to get that because that would have been one way we could have done something. We weren't going to tax them on revenue, of course, but we were going to tax them on, you know, as a business operating in the city. But it's very difficult, but I can dig out that old research and we'll have a look at it, sit down.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you,
Yes.
Dan.
I was gonna say, I guess there's two different categories. There's businesses who had offices in Millbrook or Valley Mall somewhere, closed up, sent their workers home, and the workers are working from home. There's that group that are working from home and don't have a home-based office, and yet the companies are still doing business in the city. And then there's the other group that do the lawn mowing and the carpentry and the shingles, that you can probably find them on Facebook or, you know, on the bulletin boards and so on, who have really no fixed address when it comes to a business, cell phone, but they too are operating here and not paying any taxes as well on the business. And the worst of it, I guess, is they're competing with other legitimate businesses that are out there, and these are legitimate businesses as well, I shouldn't say it that way, but other businesses that are, you know, occupying space and paying taxes on the building, property tax and business tax, and these other people are under the table. And I think they estimated somewhere around, just for that section, about 15 or 20% of the economy. So it is a significant portion of revenue that is going through those hands. So there's two big issues, and as Mr. Cumbie said, Revenue Canada is not usually very forthcoming to help, you know, solve that issue.
No, that's correct. Yep. Okay, so we'll do a look at that, but let's go back to the discretionary use, because we haven't voted on this yet. So we're looking at the one on 10 Tudor Street. I don't know if there are any other questions or comments before we vote on that. Pretty straightforward. Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Counterminded? Carries. Okay, and, well, sort of a good segue into the tax recovery plan. Councillor Granter, if you would take us through that.
Thank you again, Mr. Mayor. The Department of Municipal and Provincial Affairs requires all municipalities to prepare and approve an annual tax recovery plan. The tax recovery plan outlines the tax balances that are outstanding at the end of each year and the methods available to the city for collections. At the end of 2022, total outstanding taxes amounted to $2,617 million from 1,036 different properties. This is slightly up from 2.218 million and 957 properties at the end of 2021. As the community progresses towards recovery from the challenges of COVID-19, the prevailing strained economic environment presents further headwinds on the back of high inflationary levels. The city, however, will continue utilizing its collection tools for properties that are in arrears. The city is always amenable to reasonable payment plans and is willing to work with property and business owners. If suitable payment plans are not in place, the city will exercise the various collection tools at its disposal, including water shutoffs, rental seizures, tax sales, or legal action. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Be it resolved that the Council of the City of Corner Brook approve the 2022 tax recovery plan as attached.
Okay, thank you. Would someone like to second that?
Second that.
Thank you. So questions on this one? Yeah, this is our annual thing that we're required to do.
I have a question, Mr.
Yes, go
Mayor.
ahead.
In the attachment on their taxes receivable summary template for 2022, all from the 4 years preceding to 2018 are 77 taxpayers. Then in 2019 previous, there are 34. I'm assuming we still have people or businesses that were in arrears in 2018 or before, and they were also in arrears in 2019. Same companies would be in arrears in 2020, 21, and 22, or were they in arrears in 2018 and are no longer in business if it's a company, or out of business, could be some situation, and or residents on personal property taxes that were in arrears in 2018, 2019, 20, 21, and 22.
Mr. Maestri?
Mr. Mayor, through you. So if a taxpayer is in arrears for every year, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, and 2022, we will not replicate that as in each of those totals. We'll put it as the earliest period. So, yeah, just one.
Just one, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, any other questions there? Okay, okay, let's take it to a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Counterminded? Carried. And last but not least, but certainly not least important, Councillor Pender, we have our consolidated financial statements.
Right, yes, Mr. Mayor. The consolidated financial statements of the City of Corner Brook have been audited by BDO Canada, and in their opinion, the consolidated financial statements fairly present in all material aspects the financial position as of December 31st, 2022. Also included for council in the final report detailing the audit process, the auditor's responsibilities regarding the audit, as well as audit findings. This report should be read in conjunction with the audited financial statements. It will be resolved that the Council of the City of Corner Brook approve the 2022 audited financial statements of the City of Corner Brook as attached. I so move.
Thank you. Seconder on that.
Second, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. So questions on this? I think these, like I said, like it says, the auditor BDO found that they fairly represented. So again, thank you, Mr. Maestri, for your work on this, for sure. Is this your first one through, right?
Yes, it's my first one.
First one through. So yeah, any questions? Okay, we'll take it to a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Counterminded? Carried. And that's it for our public meeting. Our next meeting is July 17th. That's correct, because we're on our summer schedule now. So we'll meet you back here in about, well, a little longer than usual. So enjoy your summer, be careful, and be safe, and we'll see you then. Thank you very much.